So we've been talking to you for a while about how you are the creator of your own reality. Jane Roberts, through Seth, coined those magical words. You create your own reality. You create your own reality. You create your own reality. But who is you? Who is you? You were you before you came into this body, and you are you in this body, but you are you not in this body. There is this vibrational beingness, this range of vibration that ranges from the source that is you right on through to this furthest most leading edge extension of that which is you. You is you. You cannot pinch yourself off from you. You cannot cease to be connected to that you that made the decision to come, that you that knows of your worthiness, that you that came with the express purpose of sifting and sorting and coming to personal new conclusions about what would be better for you. What would be better for you? What would be better for this time-space reality? What would be better for all that is? What could be better? What would be more? Because when you are an eternal being, that's always on your mind. It's always on your mind. What more? What more? What more? So no matter how good life gets, there's always a potential for more. And contrast sharpens your awareness of wanting the more. Then you must use the power of your ability to focus upon the more that you want in order to allow the more that you want to manifest in its fullest form. It always works. You just have to decide how much work you need to make it.
Okay.
Because it's all about your expectation.
Okay.
Most everybody has been touched enough by the people around you. We can get right back to the beginning of this. When you come into this physical experience, you have this guidance system that is letting you know where you are in relationship to everything that you want. But you're also vividly aware of the people in your life who are giving you feedback. So when you behave in certain ways, they give you feedback. And you, almost all of you, tend to respond to the feedback that you're getting. So without meaning to, they train you away from your guidance, and you allow yourself to be trained away from your guidance, where it becomes increasingly important to you what others think about what you're doing.
Right.
So in a world that wants behavior from you, it starts with your parents. Your parents want certain things from you because, like our friend just now, they feel good when pleasing things are around them. When something good happens, they are pleased, and so they train you into behavior that is pleasing to them. Almost everyone will do that to you if you will allow it. They will let you know what you could do to make their world better, because everyone is selfishly oriented. And so when you allow yourself to factor in what somebody else wants over and above how you feel about it, it doesn't take long before you have a secondary guidance system that isn't good for you and doesn't work very well, but almost everybody has it, where you begin to perform as someone expects you to. So first it's parents, and then it's peer group, and then it's educators, and then it's society. In other words, as everyone's jockeying for powerful position, because most are forgetting that their powerful position is one of alignment, and that it is easy to get into that powerful position of alignment where you are allowing the cooperative universe to yield to you. So when you are standing in your physical space and observing what's going on around you, we said earlier how interesting and intoxicating and enticing it is, because there is so much texture, there is so much vividness about this physical world in which you are living. And so things that are manifesting are interesting, they are compelling. Where we keep talking about this vortex of creation, and it's a concept, but your vortex, you can't see what's in there, you can't hear what's in there, especially in the early stages of even acknowledging that it exists. It's only a feeling place, it's an emotional place that has the ability, once you resonate long enough with the emotion of it, once you tune yourself to that emotion of that vortex, it will begin to create manifestations that are seeable, hearable, tastable, smellable, touchable. But in the beginning, it's only the feeling of it. So the picture that we would like to give all of you is that if you are willing to set aside for a little while your need to please others and to see their pleasing response, and instead you will trust this process that we're talking about, as you've already discovered, that you can feel your way into this good feeling place. And this is the statement that is so exciting to speak that we want to shout it to you. Your vortex will arrange the manifestations, the pleasing manifestations. That's the best way of saying it. The cooperative components will begin to reveal themselves to you. Now, is it because the vortex has the power of revelation? No, it's because in your resonance with the vortex, you have the power of interpretation. You have the power to see it and hear it. So you're in the right place at the right time. You're intuitively moving about. You're rendezvousing with exactly what you need when you need it. And this feeling of worthiness just sweeps over you as you feel the comfortable path of unfolding that you're upon, where everything, each and everything, anything and everything that you need is just presented to you, not all at once, like you think you might want, not all at once, but incrementally, so that you can digest it and devour it and enjoy it. You don't want to eat all your food all at once either.
Right.
If everybody brought the food for the rest of your life to that buffet today, it would be unpleasant. It's so nice that you're just going to eat what you want today. And that's the way these manifestations are. So what do you think your inner being, or Abraham, what do you think the source within you, how would you describe our manifestational experience? As emotional. In other words, what do you think it is like for non-physical? Do you think we're driving cars around? Do you think we're adding on to our house? Do you think we're writing memoirs, writing books? Just try to imagine what is the perspective of source energy. It's an emotional experience. It's what you all want. In other words, it's the party you're all on your way to. It's the joy you all seek. It's the allowing of an understanding of love and worthiness, which is at the basis of every single thing that you all want. In other words, we are living the ultimate manifestation. This is what we want to convince you of. If we can convince you that the manifestation that you seek is to hook up with the manifestation that we live, then you'll have it figured out. So you sift through the contrast and you know what you don't want, which causes you to know what you do want. And we're not even talking about the words that you speak, like I'm sick and I want to be well, or I don't have enough money and I want more money. Sure, that's all part of it. But we're talking about the in-the-moment experiences that you have all day, every day, where more just erupts for you, where the newer idea comes. It comes to you all day, every day, and it is born out of the contrast that you are living, because contrast is what causes all of us to be able to focus. Without contrast, you could not even see with your eyes. Without contrast, you could not distinguish sounds. Without contrast, there could not be vocabulary or communication. Without contrast, you could not sensually feel with your fingertips or taste with your tongue. Everything about your experience is a vibrational contrasting experience, and it is the focusing of that contrast that gives you the moment of perception in the moment that you are perceiving. In other words, focus is what it's all about. So here you are, leading edge consciousness out here, focusing on variety, knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, and sending off these rockets of desire, not just the words you speak as you make your statements or your goals or you pray your prayers for solutions, but you are asking, sending these rockets out, and the source within you, the non-resistant, always ready, up to speed, who you were before you came, but always up to speed with who you've become, inner being part of you, receives the fullness of each and every new request and becomes it completely. Not later, not sooner or later, now, right now, becomes it immediately. So when you're sick and you ask for wellness, the source within you, the vibrational part of you that precedes all manifestations, becomes weller than you were before you were sick, richer than you were before you realized you didn't have enough money, clearer than you were before you were confused. In other words, the contrast causes that part of you to focus into leading edge experience. So now, how did that go? I was source energy. I came into sharper focus in my physical experience and focused into beingness something that Source now immediately became. So you caused leading edge, and Source now holds leading edge for you to catch up with the leading edge that you caused. See how it works? Now, because you caused the leading edge, if you don't catch up, you're going to feel the deprivation of not keeping up with the leading edge that you caused. See how it works? There is not a more dominant vibration. There's a matching vibration. In other words, they couldn't bring you down if you didn't have a proclivity to go there. And the reason that you have a proclivity to go there is just out of habit of going there.
Yeah.
You've done that all your life. Everyone has. It's just never bothered you like it bothers you now because you've tasted the sweetness of the other. In other words, your standards are now higher. You're not willing to go there. Oh, and then there's other stuff. They talk drivel. They talk about unimportant things. They're just going on and on about things that are so not important. In other words, there's so many more meaningful things that you could be talking about than the things that most people are talking about because they're not knowing what you're knowing. So when you relax and acknowledge that they're all where they are and it's perfect where they are, and they're living the life that they're living, and you are in complete rapturous adoration of whatever it is that they are living, because it's all contributing to what you're putting into your vortex, then it all gets soft. And you find yourself just loving them all, even if they're not loving you. And that's where freedom really breaks loose for you. Freedom of resistance, which is the only freedom that there ever is freedom from resistance. When you're able to love someone who isn't loving you, then they must come to your level if there is to be an interaction. Which means if you're steadily here, they can't show up at the same hostel with you, because one who's connected to this stream, one who's in this vibrational place, is more powerful than millions who are not, you see. So now, if you were just coming to the chair now and you were wanting to have this conversation, how would it sound now? I like being who I am, and often I am. And I want to be who I really am more often. When you get it, do you get it? That you have this vibrational relationship that equals your mood. And if you will make this vibrational relationship your primary concern, if you will make it what you care about, if you will stop saying world or universe or God or Abraham or mother or lover or employer or employee or friend, if you will stop saying, give me something that makes me feel good so that I can feel good because I want to feel good, and after all you sort of owe it to me to give me something to make me feel good because I want to feel good. If you'll stop saying that, meaning that, feeling that, and instead you'll say, it is my responsibility to conjure a framework of thoughts that causes me to feel a little better now and a little better now and a little better now. If you will show yourself your ability to manifest the emotion without demanding a condition to change first, now you've got it. Because once you achieve the vibrational stability of feeling good anyway, the condition has to change. Friends, what we really want to say to you is, it's easier than you've been making it out to be. But you don't try very hard until you feel desperate. But when you're desperate, then it's a little bit harder, because then you've got all that manifestation that you have to overcome. But it really is an easy thing. These things we know about you. You are source energy in physical bodies, here intending not just occasionally, not just at the basketball game, not just at the football game in the moment of the touchdown of the team that you've bet your money on, not just at those peak moments. You have intended to experience bliss and joy and satisfaction and peacefulness and contentment and invigoration and passion, or some version of all of those things in every moment of every day. You are powerful, genius, brilliant creators, and the source within you is reveling on that wavelength and having those feelings all day, every day. And when you feel less than that, it's only because you're focused in a lesser vibration than you are worthy of, a lesser vibration than you deserve. Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. When you meet people, you're supposed to like them. When you listen to people, you're supposed to find interesting things. In every moment, there is the potential of a succulent